episode 5 of Agatha All Along dropped. And as we've noticed in every 5th episode of every streaming network show that's popped, it's always been something to go off the rails. I have a couple questions.
Why was that episode so short?
That was one.
It's because
it was like 35. It was like 35.
I'm gonna admit I haven't seen it yet, so I'm just gonna listen with pain.
Oh, you're in for a ride.
Do it, because I knew it was coming, but I have kids too. I just do it.
So
I'm grown.
The duration of the runtime was my second question. My first question was, even though this was Agatha's trial, was it really her trial? I didn't see me and Lady M we're on the same page, because I'm like, okay, you faced the ghost of your mother, but there was no real trial.
There was no resolution.
No.
It was a trial, but it was directed the wrong. It wasn't the person you thought it was.
No, it was her trial. It was her trial, but unlike Alice's trial, unlike Alice's trial, where she had to face the curse and the demon that was placed on her family, and she exorcised said demon and curse. Agatha didn't have that, like you said, Lady M. There was no resolution. There was the ghost of her mother showing up, saying, you guys are wrong. You should not be teamed up with her. You should have died, blah, 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 whatever. It's messed up what her mama said, though. I'm like, God, dog.
I mean, what she
not when you got older, I started noticing things. No, from the time you came out the womb, I should have gotten rid of you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Kind of hatred.
I was clutching pearls.
I was kind of like, I was like Rio. Yeah, we can do anything, but she's not going back to her mother. So she was like, too. Yeah. So it was something.
Sorry.
No. It was some things that I questioned about those moments, and I said, well, there wasn't a payoff. It's not a bad episode, but that payoff wasn't there for, like, okay, what were you supposed to actually face? Because the Salem 7 is coming.
I
You're still dealing with the ghost of your mother. You said what?
I thought it was her own greed that she was supposed to face and failed at it.
And she did, and she still failed.
But I mean, I thought that was the trial, though, to face her own greed and try to get out of there without.
But there was a, but in that, not to give it away though, but if you go back to that certain part,
give it, man, do it.
Okay.
This is spoiler.
We're in it now.
Do we have the alarms?
Okay, so y'all remember when they had the Ouija board, there were certain rules they couldn't break.
Right.
Hold on.
And then
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, there was one
that don't know.
But yeah, there was one rule when they all was at the Ouija board was broken. Hence why she failed.
Twice.
Yeah,
they literally broke all the rules. Like
every last. Don't take your hand on the pinchetta. They did that. That was the first thing they did.
Yep.
Right. and teen, no matter what Teen said, like, yo, what are you doing? Y'all are messing up.
We can now say that his name is not Teen anymore.
We know it's not.
Right.
It's not Teen anymore.
No.
We know it's not Teen.
We know who it is now.
Look, I'm okay with the reveal. I'm not fed to watch this annoying ass little boy for the next 4 episodes. So round everybody else back up. Make this a flashback, something. I'm not gonna watch his journey down the witch's road solo. He's not.
Is it? It's not really annoying though.
Sorry, that's
If
not
you
doing
know,
it for
if you know, it's not really annoying.
Either way, I was surprised. I was not the least bit intimidated. Bring everybody back and wrap this shit up.
But I have to give Fury props because he called it. He called this whole thing from episode 2, so I give you props for that.
You think this person?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Wookie, I know you were talking about it damn near from episode 1.
Well, there's things I looked at. I'm like, you might be onto something.
Yeah.
Let me go dive down this hole real quick. I'll be right back. I ain't came back up to breathe yet.
Did it feel like this was more of a test for Rio in a way?
It
As
did.
much as she's been chasing this chick down, trying to kill her, but didn't. It felt more like she kind of had to take a step back and let these things happen to Agatha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe
when everything was happening, if you look at her, she's having the time of her life as all
Very.
the
The time of
man.
her
Very.
life.
She's
That's
excited.
She was chilling.
So I'm starting to think Patty
Especially
LuPone
after-
maybe. Go ahead, Whoopty.
I was about to say, especially after the board spelled death, she was
Mhm.
absolutely gleeful after that.
And then after that, you didn't see her.
Right.
Once it got out, you didn't see her.
Right.
She got work to do.
Mm.
I figured she was smiling because she's like, y'all can't be talking about death because I'm over here. So this is clearly not my problem.
Right.
Not my problem.
So I am very much Tafari, to answer your question or your statement. It's not him being annoying; it's him playing it as he's annoying.
What do you mean?
Okay, well, in the words of Bernie Mac, do some push-ups or something. The shit is getting like real. I'm surprised.
So here's
I'm not intimidated.
here's two theories I'm running with.
Mhm.
His mother could have put that sigil on him,
That's
or
what I say.
he put the sigil on himself.
That's what I say. I
Interesting.
agree with that.
So no matter what they asked him, and he could answer it with no problem, they couldn't pick up on it.
Mhm.
Right.
Interesting.
So
I agree with that.
It's why I can't say his name.
playing. He has a spell book. He's just trying to remember the spells. He's playing coy. He knows these people, so he has to play this annoying role until that switch is flipped.
Right.
And Agatha was the one that flipped the switch.
If that's what we're doing, I'm okay with it. Because once he flipped out, he just stopped speaking, and I'm like, all right, are we about to get a different tone here, or roll credits?
I
Also,
felt
was
like
that an
that
ET reference in the beginning, or was that just something else altogether?
Yeah, whole drop off of I don't want this anymore. He's like, I'm not gonna sacrifice people. I was like, oh, we've hit that point in the story.
Mm-hmm. I don't think to answer your question, Whoopi, I don't think Agatha's possessed. I think the way Agatha is because the way her mother treated her. So now she's just like, so when you see how her mom, the ghost of her mother anyway, treated her, and you see how she's reacting, she's like, no, please don't let me go with her, not her. Don't let me go back. Everything she's doing, I'm like, is Agatha the reason the way she is, like off-putting and snarky and sarcastic and whatever, because that's her defense mechanism. Her mother treated her like shit, so she had no choice.
Your mom wanted to give you the good times iron treatment from birth. That's kind of fucked up.
Hey guys, want a quick story time? It's relative to this, I promise.
Okay.
Once upon a time, right? I was dating this girl who her mom.
I was waiting on his wife to peek in, like, I'm sorry.
Whenever she would get out of pocket, she would just call out a date and like roll her eyes and move on. And so like one day, like it gets to the whole like what the date is. It's like 19. I was supposed to go to that appointment and get you out of me, but I didn't. And you need to thank God. I was like, oh.
So how did it feel to date a witch?
That's nasty work.
That blows
very
my
nasty
meat.
work.
That
Listen,
blows my meat
listen.
story out the water.
That was Agatha's mom the whole time.
But it's definitely a lot for her to deal with. I think she faced her trauma, but she didn't conquer her trauma.
Right.
Is
Because
that
she
the
was
purpose of the
still
trial?
That's what I said. I'm like, the purpose of the trial is for you to face your. It says it in the song.
Face your fear.
Face your fear.
Hmm.
And she didn't. She. I don't think she did.
She ran from it. She's
Yeah.
a runner. She's a track star.
She was the first one out the room too.
You said what?
She was the first one out the room.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like she was
Awkwardly
pleading.
going
She
up
was
the
pleading.
stairs.
She was pleading for them not to let her take her. They were ready to walk. She just would not go. She didn't face it. And then that moment where Alice steps in and activates her own power.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that was a setup. Say it.
Why did okay? This annoyed the shit out of me. The timer went off
Mm-hmm.
when the chick was gone, dead, gone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the door opened like 3 seconds after that.
Mm-hmm.
So because if
What-
they hadn't, who's
there are
it makes
some
you
bullshit.
wonder, was like you didn't conquer your trial.
No.
No.
And you still get the prize now?
Not you. Alice disposed of your trial, but you didn't conquer the trial. You didn't.
That's kind of escape room-ish if you think about it. That somebody still died, and yet the door to the escape room still escape room still open.
Right.
So it's
I
kind
mean,
of messed up.
Now
The
that's not
trial
to
was-
say. Now that's not to say, because she said it before. How many of your coven made it the last time at the end of the road? And she said only 2.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not to say nobody's not going to die along the way. That ain't the issue. The issue is you had a trial, but I'm the one that got rid of your fear. So
Why'd I die?
did we pass the test? How does that is that a loophole?
Something
That's
right.
kind of that's what makes me think. That's what makes me think the fact of just her dipping, Rio mysteriously disappeared
Literally
from
just
the
not come up. She didn't come up.
We left Rio alone with a corpse. That's just we'll figure out what she's doing back there later.
Right.
I mean, she still got magic, right? She
Yeah.
could technically
Yeah.
bring her back.
True.
That's why I was like,
The
everybody
only one
noticed that
that's got
Rio didn't
magic.
come out with the body.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I do hope it's permanent. Permanent though. It just raised the stakes for me.
But they said they wanted just to punish Agatha, which I guess getting belittled by your mom and your undead child is enough. They just they needed the dead baby for the finisher from the top rope. So
It wasn't a lie.
I mean, the dead baby can't give you Max Payne vibes. Just the whole crying in the background of the mom.
All you heard was a mama. Stop. No.
Yeah.
But I
And
think
that
had
was
she
it.
gotten to that name publicly in front of I think they just wanted her to feel shame, which we were dressed like we all went to Camp Crystal Lake. I was expecting like this goofy ass show. Like I thought they were just gonna like tie her up and whip cream pie to the face or something. Like I didn't think we were gonna go this far.
By the way, whoever Shazir Zamita's hairstylist is must be the same hairstylist they had for Reva for Obi-Wan, because her hair's
The hair was immaculate.
her
Baby,
hair's in hair.
I think aren't those all those are wigs, baby.
Those good wigs.
I know. They're good. That's what I'm saying.
You've seen wigs that are so.
Also, is Patty LaPone just seeing the future now? Like, is she that so ravening this whole thing? Because the screaming in the kitchen and then the screaming happening now, and her saying, "I really didn't like this the first time we did it."
Hey,
I know she said the medium thing is a front, but I really think she messed around outside her element, and it's just open doors she doesn't know how to close.
It's so I'm gonna go off. I'm gonna go off a little bit. Her being, like she said, she doesn't talk to the dead. That's the scam. She said that's the scam, talking to the dead. Her seeing the future, that's a different thing. I've seen other shows that uses that same genre where the person doesn't really talk to the dead or doesn't see the future, and that seems to be like their secondary quote unquote mutation that kicks in later on, because it's like if they can't talk, if they can't see the future, somehow they're able to talk to the dead, and they're able to do more things later on after traumatic experiences. And then vice versa is something else.
Fair point.
William. William.
Spartan.
William.
Oh, my name's Spartan.
Mayhem.
My name ain't William Spartan. So
Spartan ain't got nothing to do with it.
I ain't got nothing to do with this.
Mayhem.
I did say Homegirls, the drowning man did look like a segregation era doctor. Like
Who Jennifer's Nightmare?
Yes, he very much looked like either he was an old school doctor or part of a barbershop quartet, one of the two.
No, I believe he was a doctor who, as we know from Black History,
might have been that guy.
Yeah.
Or didn't like being shown up in his own field.
Once again, as we know from Black History.
I mean, I just feel like my question is valid because the witch trials were what, the 1600s? So like when Agatha's mom appears, she looks at Jen and is like, "And you brought your bed wench? Weird."
We can agree that we can honestly agree, especially after this episode, that Agatha's mom is not a good person.
Right. Agatha's mom sound like Billie Jean when she wanted to be.
I feel like her mom. I feel like getting the public shame. I feel like she just addressed her child publicly in front of everybody. Good Lord!
Why?
Everybody's getting a kizzy in the cup at the end of this show. Yeah, I feel like she just faced the unborn child in front of everybody. That would have been humiliation enough because she can never drop her guard around people. But since she wanted to break the rules, it's like now you get the kid and your mom. Which at this point is like, I feel like this is punishment enough. You're getting outed like a child in front of everybody.
Right.
Not only that, her saying now and people wonder why I don't have female friends. It says a lot. It's not just that's her being sarcastic. Like
a little bit of truth in
I've
that.
been burned before. Like yeah, I've been burned before. I have a reason not to trust. Look what I've had to deal with.
Still, your mama coming out of nowhere and saying, I should have stopped you before you came out. Damn.
I should have crossed my legs. Is that what really?
This is what we're saying now.
Swallowed you. It's crazy.
I knew you were gonna say that. Well,
I mean, did her mom have a Patty LuPone friend who was like, "This is not going to go well for you. You shouldn't have kept it."
So it makes you wonder. And the other theory that I'm still working with, and I'm sticking to the gun for this because they've already announced it. They've already announced that they're doing a spinoff. It's not a second season. They're doing another spinoff. And I think this is definitely Agatha's redemption story. This isn't Agatha the evil.
After this episode?
Oh, this is a redemption story for her.
Yeah. Because something worse than her is coming.
Yeah,
the persona is getting.
That doesn't mean that she's gonna be redemption. She's gonna be an anti-hero.
Yeah.
To me, redemption and anti-hero is two different things.
She's gonna be the one who. I get what you're saying. Yes, she's the anti-hero because of her path to where she is now. But it's a story of redemption because, especially after this episode. Now you wonder, you see more now, like this is why the way she is. Your mother was a bastard.
Your mom was worse than you.
So imagine at the age that she, a full adult now, imagine the turmoil she dealt with all the way up until that point. So now her getting thrown at the stake and all this other stuff and your mother probably just framed you.
But also at the same time, let's not forget, she did give up her child for the Darkhold. So there's that.
I wonder if that's what got her put at the stake in the first place. Because, your parents can be completely different people when it comes to grandchildren.
But the fact that she didn't give her a choice, you obviously see the fact that she regrets doing that. So it's her, and this is me thinking, is her going after the Darkhold her way of trying to stop her mother, and she had to do that, and her mother was probably trying to groom her child.
Although they kind of messed me up though, because I thought her mom would be one of the Salem 7, and turned out that she wasn't.
That part. So it becomes a whole. the chicken and egg thing. Who did this first? Obviously, Mama Harkness started this. That's my thing. That's my theory. That's my piece.
Still trying to get her from the grave.
Can I add some BET level drama?
Not BET level.
Is Agatha like a bastard child? Because that's a quick way to be like, oh no, this is just evil inside me. I didn't lay down with no other man. That's crazy. This is just the seed of the devil. That's what happened here. I love you, Reggie.
So you talking about
did you just compare Agatha to the woman in The Omen?
Sure.
You basically compared her to the mother of the Omen. This bastard child.
I mean, it's not a bad theory to run with. She didn't ask to be here. You did it. That still makes you did it. Not my fault. You did it.
Just wow. I mean, you got
just a little Skywalker syndrome slipped up in there. That's all.
Well, maybe she had extra morning sickness with her.
Hey.
I mean, if you're a witch, does it last longer? Like instead of 9 months, it's 9 years.
I would think so. You know, doesn't a witch have a concoction for that kind of stuff?
Tequila.
I need you to stop.
No, I'm pretty sure they were in Prohibition days for that. So
that's moonshine.
Isn't it supposed to be castor oil or something? Anyway, can we move on?
Don't dip your toe. Don't dip your toe into the pool and then run off.
Oh no, it's too cold. I don't like it.
It's obviously Rio stays behind. She's mysteriously not gone up the ladder.
Right.
Team.
Or she could have, but we didn't see it.
And we're calling it what it is, Billy, because even Joe Locke has said it. It's been 2 years. I've had to keep this secret. I'm like, dude, commendable job. I'm not gonna lie. You did better than Tom Holland. He kept that secret. So he's already confirmed. Yes, he's Billy Kaplan. He's confirmed it. And now the secret is out. And we've got our Wiccan.
Yeah.
Crown and all. Mama,
I'm not intimidated by this image at all. I better bring them heifers back out the mud next episode.
It's about to be me on Halloween. That's an easy ass costume.
Yep, you're right, Mama. He's Wiccan.
He's Wiccan.
Now I think his story is going to continue, and it's not just him getting his mother back; it's him getting his family back. He's not going to want just his mother. He loved his family. He's not going to want just his mother.
Yes, Mayhem.
Which leads to go ahead, Mayhem. What you got?
Question. What's the other brother's name?
Tommy.
Yeah.
Tommy what?
Pickles. Down fucking Pickles.
You walked into that one.
You kind of walked right into that one, but good.
That man's Paramount right now.
It is tough.
So Tommy, what? Stop laughing. Answer the question.
It's Tommy. It's his name.
I mean, he's always going by Tommy. If you want to go by, Maximoff, you want to go. I mean, that's officially.
No, my question was like, why is he Billy Kaplan? Like that? Why?
So this is where it gets confusing. We're going to go to comic book route.
Yeah.
Strap in. Wanda created these kids, and she thought she created them out of her pure hex magic. It turns out Mephisto steps in and says, "No, Heifer, you stole part of my soul. Those are my people. That's mine. Give it back." Turns out Mephisto, in his nature, actually lied. Those kids were created out of Wanda's hex magic, and their spirits / souls, whatever, once dissipated, went to 2 other separate kids. Once they came of age, mutant power kicks in. They find out, oh, wait a minute, I am not who they said I am.
So their souls went into 2 randoms.
Yeah.
Correct.
Pretty much.
That's why he's Billy Kaplan and the other one is just Tommy, like Madonna. Got it.
Supposedly how Professor X came back in Days of Future Past.
He basically took over. He basically took over the mind of a vegetable.
Now I gave you the abridged version. To read that shit out is a totally different story.
Your vegetable.
So I just gave you the abridged version.
The broom riding scene, was that just an ET reference, or like are we just going full?
Yeah, it has to be with the full moon showing in the background.
That's a fact.
Yeah, let's just play with it. Whatever.
I love how Patty LuPone
focus too.
Yeah, I love how Patty LuPone's like, I lived through all the witch racism, and here I am just subjecting myself to it to survive.
His actually Tommy's, I know this name. Shepherd. Yeah. Yeah, I was like, I'm signifying the name with another fictional character. The last name.
Why? Sometimes the intrusive thoughts don't have to win, sir.
I'm gonna send him to DC School of Chaos Demonry.
Or the Brig.
Right.
Brig.
Yeah, the comic, you're right, Bama. The comic books are their descriptions for a lot of stuff that we know, they can be very very weird. It's very weird. So
it's a strange place.
Yeah. So when you see a lot of these MCU Marvel characters come to life on screen, they have to give them a little different narrative, and it makes sense. It just makes sense to change the narrative. Look, let's be honest. In the comics, there's like 9, maybe 10 smartest people in the Marvel universe, and they have like 13,000 degrees. It just makes sense to say, let's not do that. It's going to be too damn difficult to really make sense of all of that. You know, it's going to make sense for Ultron to be created by the guy who plays with AI, not the guy who talks to insects. It just makes sense.
I mean, from a cinematic standpoint, it makes sense.
Now, if the boyfriend does end up being Hulkling, that'll be the real ass pull out the story.
Right.
Which I hope they don't do.
What did you say?
Oh, I said that'll just be a complete ass pull if they just make his boyfriend Hulkling.
That's where Mayhem got stuck. Mayhem got stuck in that term.
We know, even though it is a term we have used before and people have used in comics nerd lore all the time, he's about to fixate on it.
Nah. I want 3 examples right now. Someone saying ass pull.
I do enough digging on this show where 1,000
Deadpool, Lobo, and there's a third one. Damn it. I had a third one on the tip of my tongue.
Deadpool. It counts for twice.
Deadpool, Lobo, somebody else.
I am
somebody else. And Constantine. There we go.
It was used a lot for Tony Stark just coming up with time travel for certain people.
Although he's going to say, "What do you mean, pull it out your ass?" Yeah, that's what he means.
Basically. I went into my Caucasian dictionary of terminology.
That's what happened to little PWI.
Not tvtropes.org. Ass pull.
The fact that he has wait. The fact that he has the camera off and literally announcing, he's like not under his breath.
It's like going to the Urban Dictionary on a work computer. Why?
It's like going to the potluck and finding there's Watergate salad, and we're all just like, I still don't know what the fuck that is.
I'm so sorry. What?
Wow. Watergate salad right next to raisin potatoes.
While he's doing his homework. So are we confirming that her powers are really involuntary and like a knee-jerk reaction now?
Yes. She said it at the stake. But it was more when she was at the stake, it was more of a trick.
Yeah.
You know, she even said it. She even said it earlier in the series that, you know, I can't take it. You have to give it to me.
Hence why old girl tried to free her. She was like, aha.
But then when she genuinely seemed panicked, like she didn't want to do that to her at the end, and when she was saying she couldn't control it, I'm just like, has that always been the case? It's just automatic and you can't stop it. Also, it's like 1,000 objects in here. None of y'all thought to throw a book, tackle, nothing. We just gonna let this shit happen.
That's the wild part. You would think somebody
we went to the anime school of power-ups this episode. Everybody just sat there and let the shit finish. Nobody pulled an Eren Yeager
situations
whatsoever.
where she can't control it, and that there's a part of her that just likes it, like it's damn near euphoric for her.
This is the face of someone who just acquired new knowledge. That's
and we'll be using it for evil.
He'll be testing it out. He'll be testing it on his coworkers very soon.
Please don't test that theory.
Please don't.
We're still in midair.
you're like a human that just got out. Just serve. Get the power time to marinate.
Ass pull sounds like what happens when you don't stretch before squats.
Jeez.
Wow.
Oh Lord.
Ass pull is how as what's her name? Esnor. That's how she ended up with Agatha.
Yeah, so
all that damn.
That wasn't perfect timing.
That was great.
Never fails.
Right.
Never fails.
But yeah,
and of course,
I feel like when she was genuinely somewhat remorseful for what she did, and the entire coven turned on her. Every time she tries to put like the character back on, I just buy it less and less each episode. So I feel like,
well, you got to think if just from what we've seen from her mother, you got to think if she's dealt with that all her life. So she's looking at the coven like, I don't trust her, and I damn sure don't trust none of y'all. So now I have to be this way.
If for
that's my thing, it's gonna be hard for people. You can be that way, but it's hard to be that way with a bunch of people who can look at you and be like, "Girl, you bullshit. Knock it off."
Yep.
Like
when you think about it,
we've seen the real you under every trial, girl. We know what you look like under there.
Have we? Because look how she acts with Teen. Like when he almost died. Look when she had her vision of the baby crying in the bassinet. When she hears her son call her, when she hears her son's name and hears his voice, that's the real Agatha.
Right.
And Agatha we've been getting, the Agatha we've been getting is the one that's just like, I'm guarded right now. I have to be guarded right now. I've been stabbed in the back too many times. I've been treated like shit for too long. I have to be this way to protect myself. And it's a toxic trait, but it is what it is.
Right, but now we've seen you unguarded so many times. We can clearly see when the fake Titan walls are back up. Like we just it's gonna be weird seeing her try to keep this persona with a bunch of people that know who you really are deep down.
Right.
Even when she snapped at Teen, we're just like, you're just mad that's not your kid. Knock it off. Nobody's buying this. Also,
I mean, she still treat him as such because technically he probably would have been around the same age.
Yeah, but the snap of "you're just like your mother," I'm like, where did this reveal of information come from? We just did a hard segue just now.
She's been watching it. She's been watching it. She's been watching it. She had her reservations long before. She just wasn't sure. Rio made it a little. Rio put a little bit more source behind it. Like, that's not your kid.
She took some salt and just sat there and took that wound and said, "You know that's not your kid, right? Sprinkle, 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 sprinkle."
Right.
What was her bipolar ass up to this whole episode? Like, she did not want Agatha. Like, if you die,
she would rather whatever history they have. It's like that lover's quarrel type thing. But she knows that about her mother. She was like, I know what I can do. I know what I'm supposed to do. I know what I've been involved with. But that heifer there,
right?
I know you ain't no good.
And yet disappeared. Hasn't reappeared yet.
Turn off your keyboard. Turn off your keyboard. Keep your hands up. Put your hands on your shoulder.
It's Laney's
Put your hands on your shoulder. I need you to put your hands on your shoulder, sir. Laney. Wow. You catching the shot too. Jesus Christ.
Just
Watching the playback is why you watch this live.
Oh yeah.
Surviving the diddler.
The diddler? Oh, I've never heard that.
I have.
The diddler. Oh, that's great.
Oh my god. This ship is sputtering at this point. I was like, it's time to sign off anyway. So whatever.
Wrap-up protocol initiated, Captain.